Right now, as major healthcare systems mandate COVID-19 vaccinations, there is some pushback. Also, a Dane County deputy being remembered at 1 year after he lost his battle to COVID-19. News 3 Now at 6 begins right now. Well, this weekend won't be a complete washout, but we do have the chance for some hit-and-miss strong storms. Tonight, our weather team keeping an eye on when and where those thunderstorms could develop. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary.
Well, Eric, today is just kind of a microcosm of what will probably happen this weekend. We have severe thunderstorms earlier this afternoon over parts of Dodge County, and much of the rest of us are missing out on the rain altogether. So we have alert days in the forecast for both tomorrow and for Sunday. Sunday may end up being the day where the severe weather threat is a little bit higher, but any thunderstorm could produce high winds, hail, and heavy rainfall. On Sunday, maybe even a possibility for an isolated tornado as well. Now, as we take a look at high-resolution radar, you can see strong thunderstorms continuing over parts of Dodge and northern Jefferson County, but the rest of southern Wisconsin right now is rain-free. So, again, this is going to be the situation this weekend. Not raining all the time. In fact, most of the time it won't be raining, but when it rains, it could rain hard, and there could be the potential for some severe weather. Temperatures right now are in the low to mid-80s in areas where it's not raining. Notice over Dodge County, those temperatures have dropped into the 60s where the rain has cooled the air, but dew point temperatures are still very high, so the air is very humid. We'll see more storms develop at times, but not a continuous rain. Low tonight 66, high tomorrow 82, and again, the threat there for some strong to severe thunderstorms. I'll try to take a look at when they're more likely in just a few minutes.
If you look at hospitalization rates, 98% of those or higher are basically unvaccinated. This right now is essentially a disease of the unvaccinated.
Today, a majority of Wisconsin's major healthcare systems say they will require all staff to be vaccinated. Many of those decisions came just in the last week. Naomi Cole's tracking this list from around the state and joins us with more. Naomi?
That's right. It's a list that includes every major healthcare system in Dane County, but major health systems like Mercy Health are still holding off in this column right now in Rock County. It's been near daily announcements throughout this week. Some on this list already had requirements in place. That includes SSM Health. They announced the requirement they were first back in June. But at least one Wisconsin lawmaker is now pushing healthcare staff to resist this requirement. Republican Senate President Chris Kapenga saying in a statement, quote, "I have had many conversations with healthcare workers who are opposed to vaccine mandates being implemented by some healthcare systems in Wisconsin. I want to encourage the groups that are forming to stick to your principles and don't give in," end quote. Now, I spoke today to a number of leaders in the requirement movement who say this is to help make patients feel safer.
As healthcare providers, we feel obligated to do the right thing for our patients and really to be leaders in the community.
We don't want our patients to not want to come to the hospital in fear of getting COVID. We want them to know that we will create a safe environment for them, so when they come to us seeking care for any reason, that they will not get COVID here because the employees and the healthcare providers who are taking care of them are vaccinated themselves.
On Sundays For the Record, after Face the Nation, join me and this panel as we talk through the legalities of these vaccine requirements, why they're put in place, and the rising COVID cases in the last couple weeks that make them even more important.
Naomi, thank you. A study out of South Africa says the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is highly effective against the Delta variant. That study followed nearly 500,000 healthcare workers. The real-world analysis found the vaccine was over 91% effective against death and showed strong protection against the variant. The study also showed long-lasting durability. It has not been published or peer-reviewed just yet. New research finds one dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine may be enough to protect people who were previously infected with the virus. Researchers from Rush University compared antibody levels in people who recovered from COVID-19 and those who had never had it. They found the second dose did not significantly increase antibody levels in those who had already recovered from the virus. The study was published today in the journal JAMA Network Open. More than half the population in Wisconsin is still not fully vaccinated. 49.6% of the state has completed the vaccine series. In Dane County, 67% of residents are fully vaccinated. Public Health says the vaccination rate is trending up with 504 doses given per day over the last 2 weeks. It's been 1 year since Dane County Deputy Rick Treadwell died from COVID-19, and today a national group called Beyond the Call of Duty visited Dane County to honor him. Photojournalist Brian Mesmer was there for the end of watch ride.
This is a very special moment for the Treadwell family, as well as the Sheriff's Office, but also for our community as a whole. Rick Treadwell represented everything that's great in this world. He was a great man of faith. He was a great father. He was a great husband. He was a great community member. He was a great deputy sheriff, and he was a fantastic trainer here at the Sheriff's Office, and his legacy and his lasting impression on our profession and our Sheriff's Office will last forever. We all are hurting. He's gone, but he's not forgotten, but it still hurts. It hurts all of us.
Had some close friends that died in the line of duty, and just wanted to do something to give back. And we ride for them, we ride for the families, we ride for the departments. And I wanted the survivors to know that we were not going to forget their loved ones. We were going to keep on honoring them, keep on talking about them, keep on revisiting who they were, and allow that momentum and memory to go amongst all the survivors. They all have a God-given name. It's not a number, it's not a badge number. God allowed one color, and that's red. We all bleed red. There's no other color.
He was actually my recruiter. He recruited me from Dallas, Texas, and recruited me and told me that I was going to be the next sheriff. He told me that in 2009, and he was my trainer, and he set the foundation for the success that I built upon today. So that means the world to me, and that's why this is such a special moment. Deputy Treadwell was a great person, a great human being that happened to be a deputy sheriff.
Well, thanks to Brian Mesmer for putting that together. Deputy Treadwell was assigned to the training center. He was a deputy with the Dane County Sheriff's Office for nearly 25 years. An officer in Oconto Falls is recovering. She was shot this morning. A suspect is now in custody. The officer who was shot is now considered to be stable and is expected to survive. Uw-Madison removed Chamberlain Rock from campus this morning. It's a story many of you watched live on channel3000.com. Many students saw that rock as a symbol of racism. It's named after former university president Thomas Chamberlain, but at the time of its discovery, the rock was called by a different name containing a racial slur. UW students have called for its removal for a long time.
So much for myself, but it means something to everybody that's been advocating for its removal, because it's showing that, you know, our hard work isn't going to waste, that if we keep pushing forward, change can come. And we're seeing that, like, with events like today.
The rock was moved to university-owned land near Lake Kaganza. The university says it cost $50,000 to move it. That money comes from non-tax dollars out of the chancellor's budget. A Fort Atkinson woman accused of murdering her grandmother is one step closer to trial. Elizabeth Durkee waived her preliminary hearing this morning. She is charged for the murder and arson for setting the home on fire with the body inside. She told police her grandmother had asked her to help her die. Governor Tony Evers signed a law addressing police use of force today. That law creates standards for when an officer may use force, and deadly force, creates a duty to report, and creates whistleblower protections for officers who report others who use force. Governor Evers called it, quote, a great step forward in creating a more equitable, just, and safer Wisconsin for every community, and also said it ensures accountability and transparency for police. The head of the Assembly's Elections Committee has issued subpoenas for election materials from both Milwaukee and Brown counties. This is part of a comprehensive examination of ballots cast in the presidential election. Former President Trump has been pressuring Republicans to take a closer look at the results, despite there being no evidence of any fraud. President Biden won the state by 20,000 votes. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and the Legislative Audit Bureau are also launching their own reviews. The city of Madison working to make downtown Madison more inclusive by chipping in with rent. Talil Mohadeen shares how a partnership with the area's Hmong, Latino, and Black chambers of commerce will bring more entrepreneurs of color to State Street.
Ocean's Laugh may soon be moving from online sales to a prime location in downtown Madison.
You know, this opportunity is really huge, I think. I dream of this just growing my business.
A dream the city of Madison and their partners might just make happen.
They emailed me about the opportunity for the State Street pop-up shop.
To make downtown Madison more inclusive, more equitable, more vibrant and welcoming for everyone.
Madison's pop-up shop initiative is working to move BIPOC business owners into retail spaces downtown.
It'll be run from different periods of time. Might be for 3 months, might be for 6 months, might be for longer.
City leaders say the plan is to start with these 2 storefronts, but the hope is that the program will go beyond State Street.
We actually see this pop-up shop program as a pilot for what could happen on Willie Street, on East Washington, on Sherman, on Monroe Street. And so we actually see this program running for a very long time.
Building on an idea that many say has been a long time coming.
I think we heard loud and clear for years, but particularly in 2020, that we need to do everything we can to be intentional with how downtown Madison comes back from COVID.
For program hopeful Sarah Peeler, it's about more than just a chance to grow her business.
The biggest thing it's going to do is just to add some more diversity to the State Street. I mean, I don't know where it's really at down there.
Win or lose, she says she'll be there to support the shops either way. In Madison, Tahlil Muhiddin, News 3 Now.
Applications for the initiative will be open until the end of the month. The first round of participants are expected to begin their pop-up shop experience early this fall. Still ahead at 6, a new study looks at how much of the COVID virus people actually carry with them in their noses. Plus, a very special lemonade stand helping people struggling with food insecurity during the pandemic. Meet the little girl responsible for this big mission.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there, and I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. A Janesville business celebrating the completion of its new corporate headquarters. Shine Medical Technologies held a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Company leaders say staff were previously spread out between multiple buildings and working remotely, but this new building helps bring everyone together and makes it easier to carry out the company's work in medical isotope production. Shine currently has 3 facilities, with a 4th therapeutics production facility expected to be ready next year.
It's really awesome to have everybody back in one place and be able to collaborate together as human beings. And it means the world to us as we ramp up the commissioning of the plant behind us and the Cassiopeia, the therapeutics plant.
This new headquarters, 35,000 square feet, has space for 200 employees along with fitness rooms and other amenities. A local young entrepreneur is trying to make a difference, 1 cup of lemonade at a time. Morgan Marsh McGlone, a 7-year-old from Belleville, selling lemonade to help people affected by COVID, specifically food insecurity. She started her stand last year virtually, but this year she's excited about taking it live. And Morgan talked to us about why helping people is so important to her.
It's important to me because I want to help people just to have a basic need that a lot of people have, but they don't have it because they might have almost spoiled or rotten food, and they might not know if they're going to get good food.
And if you want to stop by and help her out tomorrow, you can find her. She'll be at Little John's in Fitchburg. A new study compares how much COVID virus actually stays in the nose of those both vaccinated and unvaccinated. What it means for mask mandates and other mitigation measures, that's still ahead at 6. And there'll likely be a few severe thunderstorms popping up at some point over the weekend. Gary's back with what we can expect after a short break.
Furniture and
Appliance Mart's multi-million-dollar clearance event is on now. Save up to half off appliance clearance items while they last. Plus, no interest financing for 12 months on all appliances with no minimum purchase. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopko Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopko Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 50% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
Give your home a new look with help from Menards. We have the best in-stock selection of Mastercraft interior and exterior doors to take home today. Or design your door your way in-store or on Menards.com. Secure your new door with a new door lock from Kwikset. They offer tons of styles and options to match your door. All Kwikset lock sets and Mastercraft doors are 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Why O-Cedar? Because when I get home, we like to play crocodile on the floor. O-Cedar Easy Ring removes over 99% of bacteria, even with just water. Easy and truly clean floors. O-Cedar, it feels great to feel at home.
Do you suffer from ED? Did you know there could be a way to relieve ED without harmful medications, needles, or surgery? Peak Performance for Men is here to help. Click or call now to treat your ED. And remember, our results make the difference.
Ashley Home Store's multi-million-dollar clearance event is on now. Save up to 90% off hundreds of floor samples, scratch and dent items, special purchases, and more while they last. Shop sofas, sectionals, beds, dining tables. Everything must go up to 90% off. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Doctors know it is frustrating. The science around COVID constantly changing, and that is especially apparent after a new study local scientists helped run this summer. Anna Hansen explains their findings and why a combination of vaccines and masks may be here to stay for a while.
Trying to know what's currently unknown.
We're in a very unstable place right now.
That's the place doctors and researchers find themselves in now, unsettled by a new CDC study on viral load. It found the amount of COVID a vaccinated person carries is virtually equal to an unvaccinated person. A local study done by Public Health Madison-Dane County echoed those results here.
In Dane County, we're still seeing more than 100 cases a day.
UW Health and Exact Sciences helped with the study too. According to David O'Connor, a professor of lab science and pathology at UW, there are a couple of explanations.
There's two different things happening at once. The Delta variant is less susceptible to the vaccine-induced antibodies. We also are beginning to wonder whether or not the protection that the vaccines afford goes down a bit over time.
O'Connor says that the vaccines, while effective against severe illness, can't guarantee protection against the virus as a whole. That's led to revisiting mask recommendations.
Because we know so little about what's going to happen next, it's really important to be conservative.
This time last year, herd immunity was the goal. According to O'Connor, though, that may not necessarily be possible anymore.
What we saw was that the levels that we got to were certainly not high enough to crush the virus.
Now he says that stability is the main goal.
What we need to do is we need to be planning for a future where we try to get to a stable equilibrium with the virus.
And though the way to reach a safe level may be unclear, O'Connor says it's best to proceed carefully.
No one has ever lived through something like this before, so we're all flying blind to an extent.
In Madison, Anna Hansen, News 3 Now.
The CDC's latest recommendation is to wear a mask even if you're vaccinated. Many Dane County organizations are requiring masks again. And Gary's back with the latest on the chance for isolated severe thunderstorms. Gary?
Yeah, we had a couple already this afternoon over parts of Dodge County. You can see still some strong thunderstorms over much of Dodge County, up around Beaver Dam. The storms that were severe west of Watertown have weakened a little bit as they move into the northeastern portion of Jefferson County. But a new storm cluster developed over eastern Dane County and is moving just to the west of the city of Jefferson. So the northeast northeastern part of our viewing area getting thunderstorms. Take a look at how quickly these storms develop. This is a 1-hour radar loop, so they went literally from nothing to some strong thunderstorms moving into the far northern portions of Marquette and Green Lake counties back into the central portion of Adams County. These storms probably going to be producing some heavy rain. In fact, radar estimates just over the last 6 hours show much of the central and northeastern portion of Dodge County over toward Beaver Dam may have seen 1 to 2 inches of rain, as well as the southwestern portion of that county. But the rest of our viewing area pretty much is precipitation free. You can see the wider view on Doppler track, much of southern Wisconsin not seeing any precipitation. So these storms will pop up. Some areas will get heavy downpours, even the potential for some severe weather. And then you go 10, 20 miles away and maybe not see any rain at all, at least at any given time. But we'll probably see more storms develop out to the west later on tonight over parts of Minnesota and Iowa. Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms for an isolated severe thunderstorm, with hail being the main threat over southeastern Wisconsin tonight, but also a marginal risk out to the west as more storms develop in South Dakota and Minnesota. Those will head to the east and southeast during the day tomorrow. There's a slight risk, or a level 2 risk, from about La Crosse westward into southern Minnesota and northwestern Iowa, with a marginal risk across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Again, these would be more isolated severe thunderstorms. The more widespread severe weather threat might be farther to the west. On Sunday, right now, there's a marginal risk, but this is a day 3 outlook, and a lot of this will depend on what happens on Sunday or on Saturday, where the storms end up. Sometimes they will kind of cool the air in one area because of the rain. The other areas stay warm, and that might be the focus point for the next round of strong to severe thunderstorms. So on Sunday, a marginal risk for at least isolated severe thunderstorms now. And future track precipitation shows a spotty nature. And some areas picking up 1 to 2 or more inches of rain, and other areas picking up less than 1/4 of an inch of rain. So we do have alert days in the forecast for both tomorrow and for Sunday for the potential for some severe weather. I think Sunday is probably the better of the 2 chances of precipitation or severe weather. Right now, temperatures mainly in the 80s, but you can see out to the south and west, temperatures close to 100 degrees over parts of Nebraska, and dew point temperatures are in the 70s. Tomorrow, very similar to today, some hit and miss showers and thunderstorms, warm and humid with a high temperature of 82. On future track, tonight's activity moves out, and then we start to see some more storms out to the west later on tonight, move through during the day tomorrow, but much of the day stays dry. Same thing tomorrow night. We'll see some thunderstorms pop up, and the same thing again for Sunday. Any of those storms could be strong to severe and produce heavy amounts of rain, while other areas nearby miss out on the rain altogether. So thunderstorms are in the forecast for the middle of next week, but then we see a drop in the humidity, and the rain chances go away with more comfortable weather for the second half of next week.
And coming up in sports, Graham Mertz back under center for year 2 as the starter for the Badgers. Why consistency has been on his mind since the season ended. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The biggest thing that Grid World offices did for me was put my mind at ease. Whatever questions I had, they answered them. They answered them honestly, timely.
If you've been injured, call Gruber offices. One call, that's all.
They handled everything.
There's a safe way to protect our kids from COVID-19 with a vaccine for kids 12 and up. Help your kids get back to being kids again, safely. Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 vaccine near you or call 211 to learn more.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. We won't stop fighting for you and your family. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Hi, folks. Week 2 of our morning show Back to School supply drive kicks off in style. Monday, we're hearing from the Boys and Girls Club on what the donations are for. And Tuesday, I'll be on Monona Bay filling my canoe with supplies with CEO Michael Johnson. Join us next week.
You could describe last season for Graham Mertz like a roller coaster. A lot of ups, but also a lot of downs for the Kansas Cannon. So the word of the offseason for Mertz, consistency. Wisconsin's QB1 can't have another up and down year if the Badgers want to compete in the Big Ten, and he knows it, which is why all spring, all summer, and now as they start fall camp, playing consistent has been the focus for Mertz, so he can take that next step.
It's important to him. He wants to be coached. He wants to kind of, have a high bar, and it's our job to help him do that.
For us to play our best ball, it's when we're all playing together and playing consistent. So Coach Chris hit a nail on the head on that one. And for us to play Wisconsin football, smart, tough, dependable, it has to be consistent in those 3 areas, and we're planning on that.
2019 was the last time Madison East football was able to put out a team. And that season, the Pergolders went 3-6. But now they're back and looking to make some noise. The motto this year on the east side is 110% all the time. And that's what they've been given because the Pergolders have some big goals this season. Not only to win, but to reach the playoffs, something East hasn't done since 2015.
A goal of mine, overall the teams too, is to change the way people look at our program. We're just going to win this year. Going to represent the east side well, how it should have always been represented.
We've never had a above 500 record as our seniors here, so that's just one thing that we want to maintain or want to get to, and then go further than just the 9 games. We want to get to the playoffs.
Gary, you got a weather update for us.
Yeah, a severe thunderstorm warning just came out for parts of Jefferson County. That until 7 p.m. Severe thunderstorm just to the east of Lake Mills, moving to the east at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, probably producing hail up to the size of quarters. This is the area most likely seeing hail right now just south of I-94, heading just to the south of Johnson Creek. But you can see it's part of an area of stronger thunderstorms that extend up into parts of Dodge County, and then also some strong thunderstorms developing pretty rapidly now from around Adams Friendship to just north of the northern portions of Marquette and Green Lake counties. Maybe a cell trying to develop just northwest of Monroe. Rest of southern Wisconsin right now precipitation free. We'll probably see more strong to severe storms develop out to our west later on tonight, maybe reaching us early tomorrow morning, and then have a threat for severe weather during the day tomorrow and again on Sunday. So we have alert days in the forecast for both tomorrow and Sunday for the potential for severe weather. Of course, anything happens, we'll break in right here on WISC-TV.
All right, Gary will keep us posted throughout the evening hours. Thank you, Gary. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. We'll be back with a complete update and your complete weekend forecast tonight, News 3 Now at 10.